Critters in Taiwan.
But they were the Windy City 4 back in the day.
Well, that's vaguely familiar.
Yeah, like back when it like Peaks days and all that. Those days, a long time ago.
Taichung band?
They're in Shinju.
Shinju.
Yeah. They we're it happens that we are finishing recording at the same time. They just have a 4-song EP that they just finished.
Okay.
And we just got our second mix back for this album, so we got like a couple notes for mastering, and it should be done in like 2 weeks.
Excellent.
So one of my probably my favorite band, they write all their own music. They're fantastic. They're all fantastic people, and they get along well. And we get along well with each other. We're gonna hook that shit up, man. We're gonna like after this summer, we're gonna start tossing ourselves around the country, And he gave us a link to their EP, and it sounds sick.
Cool.
It's so good.
What kind of music are they playing?
They're like they're somewhere between punk rock and alt rock is so fucking vague, but
Yeah.
But
like,
like,
not okay.
early 90s, nice hard rock and punk rock,
I'm down with
a
that.
little bit of
I'm
indie
down
mixed
with
in there,
That's fun.
Yeah. It's good shit, and we're looking forward to it, dude.
Cool.
We're on, buddy.
Huh? Are we on the internet?
We're on the internet. It's all of them.
Yay! Hey, welcome to Critters in Taiwan, a D&D podcast about Critical Role, where a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons.
They do.
I'm Ben and Gaoshan,
I'm Tim and Tai Joe.
and we're Critters in Taiwan.
Yep.
How are you now, Tim?
Well, all that news and all that, I just listened to that EP today, so I'm fucking, that's exciting shit. I want to share our album with them because, they shared theirs with us, I don't know. It's all exciting. It's all exciting.
Nice. I'm jealous.
But I'm good.
I haven't sat behind drums in over a year.
Oh, boy.
It's getting sad. Yeah, busy, man. Busy man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. It's hot down here. We're dealing with it started raining, so it rains kind of every day now. We're in the rainy season.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
The plum rains are here.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice and cool today, and then it was not, and then it was cool again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's good. Work is good. Life is good. Dog is good. New house is middling.
I can see Lacey, but the viewers can't.
She's there.
She's a good girl. She's got a bed
goodest.
on the couch.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Yeah, keeping all that hair off the black covers, right?
That's right.
Yep.
Hey, listen, Tim, tonight we're talking about Campaign 3, episode number 58, Escape from the Past.
Escape from the Past. The Past.
I like this one. I like this episode.
Very second half
that
heavy,
title.
that title.
Yeah. Well, it's a thing, right? Like they are exploring Ludinus Deleth's tower from the past. And
from back in the day.
They got to get out that tower. They got to get out of that tower quick and get out of Malayasmere quick.
Okay, yeah, that works for the first half, I guess.
Escape from the past. I think that's where that's my take on it.
I guess I was getting a little confused with the last episode, and yeah.
I just want to take this quick little opportunity, if I can, to thank one of our friends, Sherry Alexander, for commenting on our last YouTube video, episode number 57.
Oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry, Sherry.
We appreciate you too, Sherry. Cheers.
Oh, is that what you sent? I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you guys, yeah.
Oh, Sherry, come on. That's so nice. We appreciate you too. I'm sorry I didn't see it. I didn't check it, but appreciation's still there, of course.
Yeah. It's all good. Yeah, man, I like this episode. Thought it was another comedy-filled episode. Another amazing map from our friends at WizKids.
Yeah.
Another lot of chuckles, a lot of laughs, a lot of comedy.
If you saw the last episode that we put out, you'll know why I'm laughing right now, because I didn't even think of that before you'd said it. That fucking, oh shit, that's nasty. If that's what happened, and I agree with you. I think at this point,
I think it's a given. Hey, listen, I was thinking about it over the weekend actually. If this is the case, if we're right about this one, and that they are just corporate shills for whiz kids, or whiz kids are corporate shills for them. I don't know. It's synergy, right? That's what they call it.
Shills for shills.
Yeah, if they are both shilling for each other, fantastic. Good job, guys. It also means the big plus side is that I get to watch amazing combat every week because that's my favorite part of D&D. So it's good. It's good.
I like the combat because it makes me feel comfortable keeping my phone in my pocket. Because I don't, there are reactions and shit like that, but not a whole lot of shit that I need to know about happens. But I do bring, lots of questions come up, but I don't have to necessarily see it.
No, you don't.
So it allows me to kind of walk around and wander,
Got it. See, for me, I'm pretty much, I do the opposite. I wander around and listen when they're role playing, snooze. And then at combat, oh my God, they rolled a natural 20. I failed his death save.
Let's move to the TV. I'm totally the opposite. When the lore starts, I got to see their faces.
Right. And there was some lore in this one. There was some not just lore. There was some current lore. I don't know how else to describe that, but we'll talk about that later.
Current lore.
Yeah, shall we get into this?
Yeah, let's get in some rollies. Already did my little battle between the die, and guess which die won again? The fucking Matthew Mercer die. This thing sucks, dude. On the show, too. Travis uses this thing every now and then, and Laura across the fucking table, she's like, stop using that die.
Well, there was some horrible dice rolls on this one. They had some bad lucks. All right.
Let's get in some rollies. Here we go.
Dude.
Really? Right off the hop?
Right off the hop, natural 20. And
I never say right off the hop. That's the first time I ever said it.
Facing me.
I got Infinity. I think Infinity beats a nat 20.
I think it does.
It's right next to the 20, though. Does that count?
It is
nice 20, bro.
Directly under the natural 20
on a standard die. Some of those dies out there, they don't have the same. They're wrong.
There is a patented exact layout of the D20.
If the 14, 2, and 8 are not next to your 20, it's the wrong die, and you shouldn't be rolling it.
And it's the 7, 19, and 13 on the 1.
Yep, and we said it before. Opposite sides of the die add up to 21.
21. Always.
On any die, it's the number of sides.
The
plus
numbers
one.
always are one more. Yeah, it's always plus one. Okay, so I'm going. Jesus, I didn't think I'd be able to start all this.
You gonna start heavy or start light? What are we doing?
I'm gonna start heavy.
Okay.
I'm gonna go right off the hop because this episode started immediately into combat because Travis pushed the red button again as he always does.
Yeah, as he does.
And we get to right away roll initiative. This modified, somebody on Reddit called it a modified legendary gibbering mouther, and I agree with that because I've fought gibbering mouthers,
like gibberish.
Yeah, gibbering mouthers are sort of one of those iconic D&D monsters.
Oh, it is. Okay.
And yeah, it's one of those ones that like way back in the not one of the early ones like Rust monsters and the Displacer beasts and that, but they're back. They're not that far. They're not that recent. They're quite old, and they're a classic. When you get to a certain level, you're fighting a version of a gibbering mouther or an actual gibbering mouther themselves. This one was big. Quite large, big model. But this starts into some awesome combat. We get to see another beautiful map that Matt put together with some amazing colors. I think even Christian was like, yeah, it's we got to start buying some real estate here because this place is beautiful. And or there was some real estate jokes. I forget what it actually was.
He was full of those this episode.
Yeah, he was having a grand old time. It was a good one.
He was a nice old Uncle Christian this time.
Christian had a bunch of this. I think I told you before we started streaming here, I've got a bunch of bitchy complaints about this combat that they did. And they're little tiny nitpicking things. And it bugs me when I do that. Like, I don't like it when I do that because I feel like I'm nitpicking. But they are kind of problematic because they do sort of lend themselves to what I talked about last week as sort of a vibe at the table where things are, preface this, rule of cool trumps everything.
Yes.
If they're having fun, everything I have to say is null and void. So it doesn't
Yes.
matter after this. But I'm just going to go through.
Can I add to that real quick
Yeah,
too?
yes,
Is that
yes.
like nitpicking is something that like if I was more knowledgeable of this game, I would the game of D&D, I would be nitpicking as well. I just don't
Right.
know the rules. And the thing is, like you just said, rule of cool and having fun. Number one. Also, page 4, you can change things if you want to. However,
100%.
this doesn't really. I don't know if that's so relevant here.
No, it isn't, because these are actual character problems. Like these are
Right.
problems, and that's not totally true, because Matt did make a couple of mistakes too. Although I think he corrected some of them, but not every one. So I'm going to start off with like,
But I got one more thing though.
go.
That's also kind of what this is fucking for. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
like if I don't hear you say it, then it'll just go way by my
yeah.
wayside.
It
And I'll
won't
never
even- it
fucking
won't
think
even
about
matter.
it.
That's
So
right.
you're gonna provoke some thought from me, and hopefully, Sherry and other viewers, to get in touch with us.
Yeah. So like again, this like I said before, I love combat and these things are really fun. And I'm definitely not a raw stickler, like a rules as written stickler, but you should know your character and you should know what they can and cannot do. Okay, so I'm going to skip a little bit ahead, right off a couple of rounds into combat. Fern gets eaten, consumed, fails a death save right off the hop. Frida comes over, reaches in, pulls out Fern. That's an action to do that.
Oh.
Then action surges, then spares the dying, which is an action, then bonus action reloads, then action shoots. And that's 3 actions in one turn. You no. It just no.
Okay.
You can't do that. The other problem with that is I'm fairly certain, and I tried to go back and find it, but I couldn't. I'm fairly certain this was the second action surge in one day, one short rest, between short rests.
And he's only level 3. That means he only has 1, right?
Well, it'd be they're level 8. They don't get a second action surge
in that
until like
class.
14. No, they don't get a second action surge until like 14 or something.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah. It's
So
quite
at this
late.
point, there should just be the one.
Oh, yeah,
There was another one?
absolute-
I didn't catch the other one.
I think it was last week in the combat when they
Oh,
did.
maybe lost in the lull.
I think so. Yeah. Or it was already. I forget it, but I know. Somebody, please. If I'm wrong, please tell me that. But I'm almost sure, and I tried to go back, but I couldn't find it.
Only so much time in a day. Come on, man.
The other problem with this anyway is that like they're doing multiple actions in a turn, and I get it. Like Matt has done this in the past and allowed moves like to go in and grab. That's a move action. Rule of cool stuff. I get it. That's kind of cool. Whatever. Immediately after that, Imogen spends. So I'm just going to go through my list of things that I had
Go
problems
for
with
it.
the combat.
I'll pop in if I need.
Immediately after that, Imogen spends a sorcery point to double the distance of inflict wounds at 4th level. Do you remember that?
Isn't that just touch?
It's touch, exactly. So she backed up. She falls down the stairs. Then she backs away from the thing as it sort of sits at the top of the stairs. She backs up and then like 60 feet away. And it's like, no, that's a touch spell. So you can't spend sorcery points to double the distance because there is no
that'd be
distance.
Crazy to see your arm go that far.
Right. So that's a big problem. They did get this one right. The spare the dying resets death saves because then there was this big discussion about whatever.
Yeah,
it didn't really matter
it didn't matter
because Deanna brings Fern back anyway, so that point is moot. But it could have been an issue. They really weren't playing that one well. Spare the dying should reset everything, so it should go back, and then they don't carry over.
And spare the dying doesn't bring you to 1 hit point.
No,
it just means no more death saves.
It means
However,
no more
you
death
can,
saves.
If you get hit with a melee thing, you still get 2 death saves, right?
No, you'd lose. Well, if it's a
melee.
critical. Yes, if it's a critical, so then yes, you would lose 2.
Yeah. So if you get hit, it still counts, but you just don't have to
you're,
roll
you're
anymore.
you're stabilized. You don't have to roll anymore until something bad happens to you.
Right. Okay.
So
you still have to save,
like
okay.
say like a fireball goes off or there's burning damage or whatever, then you'd start failing death saves again.
It restarts.
So it would restart back.
It would reset the spare the dying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Spare the dying stabilizes.
Shit, I don't know, man.
See, spare the dying
we talk.
stabilizes, resets everything. But if that unconscious character starts taking damage of any kind, then it's the clock starts ticking again.
And they have to start re-rolling. Okay.
Yeah, immediately after that, Frida takes the crossbow out, holds it into the fire, and then shoots it. The only problem with that is that crossbow bolts are made of metal; they won't ignite. So I'm like, okay, yeah. I know what you're saying.
The crossbow,
right? Yeah, and not only that, but if you on some crossbow bolts, the shaft is wood, but if you were to light that on fire, then it wouldn't fire. Like it literally wouldn't fire out of there because it would be structurally damaged. Yep. So this is a silly thing.
I didn't catch that move.
Yep. Imogen gets swallowed, and then down. So they're split on the levels. All the party is up here. The blob thing, the gibbering mouther is there. Imogen is downstairs. The blobber thing is like halfway down the stairs. Imogen gets swallowed, and then Fern is like, I can't hurt it because I'll hurt Imogen. You can't see Imogen. Like
Matthew said, nobody saw that.
Yeah, nobody saw that, and yet they still care. And so then Fern goes like, okay, well, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do my cunning action. Then thankfully they retconned that because they're like, no, you get cunning actions at second level, not first level. So she does the burning hands anyway, which gets the how do you want to do this? Again, so that's where I'm gonna stop right there.
I mean, do you have more?
Couple more.
This is extremely interesting shit for me. It's
okay.
I know you're worried about coming off as like negative or whatever. It's not negative. It's just pointing shit out that really helps me in the future. The cross talk, the cross table talk, which for me is borderline metagaming all throughout this, it drives me crazy. Throughout the campaigns, really.
Yes and no. They've been pretty good about it, but this combat in particular felt very a little out of bounds. Like it kind of felt OB. It felt like they were just, no, you should do this. No, don't do that. You need to go and do this and go and do that. Well, if you do that, then this will happen. No, don't worry. I got this because when they do that, I'll do this. I'm like, you can't, you shouldn't. Not for this kind of experience level. I don't have a problem with it for the first little bit when they're learning to play D&D, but this is campaign 3, episode number 58. We should be beyond that stuff. So like a lot of these things, I'm just okay, I get it. But I've said this a million times to you, not a million times, but I've said this many times to you. I really, really enjoy when they lean into their failures, and it feels like they're going out of their way to not get any failures here. That the only failures they're getting are the ones that the dungeon master is inflicting upon them. And so it's taking a little bit of the feel away from it for me. I find myself like thinking like this isn't storytelling as much anymore as it is collusion.
Well, did we say
just a hint. A soupçon.
Did we talk about this before we went live? The battle versus we talked about that.
Yeah.
And like where it's in my pocket for battle, but it's in front of my face for
Yep. So I'm just saying, like, these are a bunch of problems that I had with the combat. And again, they're little nitpicky things. They're not that big a deal. And I know they're having a great time. So again, I'll go back to my original statement. Everything I say is moot. It doesn't matter. It's garbage because they're having fun.
Yeah. And I'm also sure that shit happens at probably every single fucking game that ever happens in the world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you get caught up in it and you're like, oh, you don't remember all the rules, but they really do a damn good job of remembering a lot of shit.
Sure.
Some things fall through the cracks. Hey, it's all right. As long as nothing's monumentally changed, I'm having a good time. They're having a good time.
Absolutely.
It's good shit.
Absolutely. That stuff doesn't bother me like that. It bothers me when I feel like it's taking a bit of the vibe away. A bit of that sort of they were scared a little bit, and there was some they were genuinely worried, but I don't know. It just you know what I mean? Like that little vibe it doesn't feel like it's there as much.
Man, I'm not sure which one I want to yes and with here, because I've got two that fit this really well. I guess I'll go with since we're a little bit on the deeper side, I'll go for the deeper one.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so Fern gets swallowed and she's unconscious and she's in there, and then people go people go silent, because like this has happened before where somebody's unconscious in the Kraken fight, in campaign 1, and I'm sure it must have happened in campaign 2 with some dragon or something like that.
Oh yeah, Caduceus was the one where Caduceus went inside the
What are you going?
the blue thing.
Was this in the water island thing?
Nope, this was in Vokodo. No, this was in when they were in they're going across the mountains, and the big thing, and then Nott shoots the arrow,
Yeah.
and then it explodes and actually kills Caduceus.
Like the first time Nott killed Caduceus? Didn't he kill him again another time?
Yep.
If I remember right.
Yep.
Yeah, and in those ones, I would sit there with my hands by my mouth, like my hands by my temples, being like, "Oh shit, is somebody gonna die?" I gotta give my little grievance here. I'm not feeling the threat of death so much in this campaign after what happened with Laudna.
This is kind of what I'm talking about here as well. It's the same thing. It's like they've already had the warning from Matt that Revivify or other raise magics
Doesn't work.
May not work. They don't really know for sure because they haven't had the chance to try it yet.
Right.
There's only been conjecture, but they're worried about that. But it doesn't feel like they're worried about that.
Right. Exactly. That like before they got to Malaya's Mirror, they seemed like they were like, "Hey, remember," or at least Christian was like, "Hey guys, let's remember, if we go down, we run, like get the person and get the fuck out." That's not what happened here. It was on fire, and she was close to dead, and it's usually a lot more silent.
And they're hanging out as the shit's burning around them. Oh yeah, no, let's just hang out for a couple of rounds and keep searching as we're taking fire damage after fire. I'm like the Wolf King is still out there.
Yep.
It's still fucking Malaya's Mirror. Like this is a corrupted wood. The Savalier wood is terrible. So they're like I feel like there's not a lot of. I think we talked about this a number of episodes ago about this is not the smartest campaign. Like the intelligence level of all these characters is quite low. I think we said that Chetney is the smartest in this group.
Yeah, with the 14.
But like something like that, yeah, which is still quite above average.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like I as he said, I have my issues with the whole, like, okay, with the thing with Laudna, and then they talked about on Four-Sided Dive, where it's like, well, we want to have fun. I'm like, yes, but I want to have fun too. And most of my fun is that heavy fucking shit where you might actually lose somebody, And they had the talk, and they basically said, like, well, Marisha would like to continue playing this character. It's like, okay, well, we'll find a way to bring her back. That's basically what Matthew said in that Four-Sided Dive. And I was like, you just ruined this shit for me, man. Like, if you're not scared of death, like, what the fuck are you going to be worried about? So she went in there, and I was like, well, they'll just bring her back somehow. Or they'll retcon something to make her come back.
And they do the
I wasn't worried.
Pike gets involved, and I know.
Yeah, just like they go to Whitestone and just bring her back.
It's one of those things that does. It is about D&D though, right? Like in D&D, that is sort of the thing. You're not trying anymore. I think I've talked about my early days of D&D when it was 100%. Like any given day, the DM was going to kill you, and you're going to walk home crying.
Right.
But
it's like these video games I like to play. Any fight you get into, you can die if you fuck one little thing up. You die. That's the ones that I like the most. Like easy games, not my jam. I like the really fucking hard ones. Like the ones that give you potential heart issues. It's like.
Hey, should we get back to rollies?
Yeah, sure. I might have one or two more kind of bigger ones, but let's see what happens here.
Let's see what happens. 8.
Ooh, 17. You mean infinity?
Oh yeah, I also got an infinity. My infinity is kind of lopsided though.
Mine is too.
Hi, Chocho. You want to say hi to Chocho?
Oh, Lacey's getting jealous.
Oh, yeah.
Here she comes.
That's cute. Cho came out to say hi.
One more time. It's not Stinky.
No,
it's
I forget.
Oh damn! Yeah, that's the only Cho I know, other than the surname.
I'll ask her. It may be Stinky. Might be.
Maybe she's stinky.
Smell. Yeah.
Let's see. I want to keep it on the heavier side if I have it, but I don't want to get there yet. I don't want to talk about that yet. I'm gonna go with this because it's relevant to kind of what we were just saying there. If you multi-class, and as like a fighter and whatever else, if you take an action surge, can you take actions from a different class?
Yes.
You can. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just like
you get the actual wording of the action. The action surge is you get to do action bonus action again.
Again, that's it. Just
I should probably look that up because I know there are rules. Action surge.
Because I don't think I've ever seen that before. Because with Taliesin in Campaign 1, he was just a fighter.
Well, gunslingers are fighters. It's a fighter a gunslinger is a fighter archetype. Alright, at second level, you can push yourself beyond your normal limits for a moment. On your turn, you can take one additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action.
Possible.
Yeah, so there's some bonus actions that you can't take. So that's sort of like there you couldn't get
like a dash or something. Wait, that's
no,
rogue.
like a casting a second spell.
Oh, right,
as a bonus action.
Right, because you can only cast so many.
Yeah, right. So and a possible bonus action.
Okay,
right?
So
it's the same with the action, a possible action or a possible bonus action as well.
So it's totally fine to sit there and be like,
17th level is when you get the next one.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
17th levels when you get a second. Gee, wow, that's such a long time. That's a long game.
It's 3 sets on a short rest too. Short rest, long rest.
Right.
So,
but I mean, who's short rests during a fight?
Right.
So it's completely normal, just to reiterate, I suppose, to like, all right, I'm going to take a shot and then do something else.
Yes.
And then action surge, I'm going to reach in and touch her and cast Spare the Dying.
Yes.
Like he did. Because I was like, I'd never seen that before. Because we're pretty sure he did 3 levels in each, like, cleric.
No, he said he actually iterates. He says, I wrote it down. Frida has, Christian confirmed right at the beginning of this episode, Christian confirms Frida has 1 level in Rogue.
One level in Rogue.
One level in
Rogue. Okay. Yeah. But then at least 3 in both of the others.
At least 3. If probably maybe 4 in Fighter, 3 in Cleric, 1 in Rogue. That's my guess.
Level 8.
4, 3, 1. That's my guess.
Hey, speaking of level 8, do you think they're going to level up now that people got laid? It happened all the time, man. That was this campaign, right? And last one?
Yeah, last one.
Last one, not so much this one. People got laid this one, didn't they? Hold on.
No.
I'm thinking of campaign 2. Every time someone got laid. It was always at the end of a big arc, you know, it's like people calming down. They're like, hey, you want to come over here with me? Sure.
It was mostly Bo.
Yeah. She was fucking. Yeah. All right. That's my clarification question for battle there.
Cool.
I still have a kind of a heavier one, but it's for the second half.
I'm gonna jump. I'm probably because most of my points are all about the first half.
Mine too.
And then so I'm gonna jump into the second half now. After the break. I'm just gonna throw this one out as a light one, a little bit of a light one because it's kind of fun.
It's
the irony of Sam, FCG, getting smacked by a trap from that satchel it made my day.
Oh, I loved that. Yeah, getting thrown against the fucking wall and then 38 damage
up
to the
against
ceiling.
The brim. Yeah, he was force damage. Blast him up and then blast him down again.
Oh, I loved that, and especially the damage that came out of it. I loved how much it was. It was amazing.
Oh yeah.
And then Travis, say it.
Mm-hmm.
But he did survive.
I love that it was because he played the rogue last campaign where this was not supposed to happen. And it did on occasion, right? Where he did kind of fuck up, but that was by character design. This one very much I loved that was how it happened. That's all. That's all. My whole point. Just a little nod to Matt to giving them that, putting that trap on there.
Yeah, and you know what? Who knows if Matthew actually had that plan? But the thing is, it's Ludinus's bag, so Ludinus is not stupid, you know. And just going to put a very powerful enchantment on that to, fuck somebody up who tries to get in there. I think Sam did it on purpose
Oh, I think so too.
because he
I
just
think
said it.
so
He's
too.
like, I opened the bag.
Yep. hmm
He just went for it, without.
Because if you remember when he reached in to grab the bag, he's like, I grabbed the bag.
Oh, did he? I didn't
Yeah.
see
and,
it.
and Matt's like, yeah, you grabbed the bag. He's like, okay. And so I think he knew. He was like, oh, it's not trapped there. Well, then it's going to be trapped when I open it.
Yeah,
So
I think
he's like,
Sam
yeah.
knew.
Yep,
Yeah,
I think he knew too.
I love
But
it.
yeah. Anyway, I'll save my next one for because I'm going to win this one and because it's going to be about the
that was
continue
ESN,
about the
that's right.
bag.
Okay. Back to rollies. Here we go.
19.
3.
So I'm going to carry
We're just
on
going tit for tit here.
with that bag. Tell me I'm wrong, but
Okay.
that Staff of Dark Odyssey was Matt's gift to them to get them out of Malaya's Mirror and out
Yes.
of the Sabalua world.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Right?
call it railroading.
No, but it's definitely, hey guys, here you go. Now you're out.
Yeah, with a
Right.
chance of being shunted, into the Osmet Sea.
Yeah, not without
Its complications, potential.
not without being fraught from peril. That's no, I'm gonna take that back. Never mind.
Words are fun.
Yeah, no. So that's my whole thing. Is that Staff of Dark Odyssey? Fun little staff too. I looked it up. It's wild because every time you use it and you use charges, you roll 48, not 48, 1d4,
1d4, yeah.
1d4 for every charge that you use.
Oh, for every charge.
Yeah, for every
Oh.
charge that you use, it's just damage. No, it's specifically damage.
Just-
not any kind of damage. It's just damage. So you cannot be resistant or immune to it. It's whoever uses it takes damage.
Yeah.
Quite fun. I like
Yeah,
that.
it did kind of come up when Laura was like, "Well, I'm resistant to psychic
Psychic, yeah.
damage."
Because
And he's
of
like,
because
it's
of
just damage. You just
she
take
gave
it.
she gave Matt a little wink and a little bit of a finger gun on that one. And he's like, because of my, and Matt's like, yeah, no, not good looking out. It's okay. You're good.
Oh, huh.
There was a little thing that they did, a little confirmation that they're keeping something secret
Okay.
from everybody. So there's a little thing going on there.
Huh.
Yeah, there was a moment where I'm like, oh, you don't want people to know about that. Okay, interesting. Something's going on.
There's so much we don't know that's going on.
Oh, so much. Yeah, totally.
So much.
Totally. So no, that's mine. I just had a comment about that's definitely that Staff of the Dark Odyssey was definitely. I get that it would be Ludinus's bug out bag, kind of like this is in there as a oh fuck, I'm fucked. I need to get out of here quick. I grab the bag, reach in, grab the staff, and I bug out. I'm gone. So that it makes sense that it's there, but man,
Well, I mean, they can't grab the staff unless they know what's in there.
but yeah, but they know that how to get the. No,
Yeah.
but Ludinus would know how to grab the staff.
Of course.
right?
I
it's
see
his-
what you're saying.
It's
Lewdness would
Ludinus's
be
bug
okay.
out bag, so it
Get-
makes
right.
it in,
With the
in a
gems, with the
way-
money, with his
Yeah.
notes, yeah.
Exactly. In a
So-
way, it makes sense that this staff would be in there because that's an exit strategy for him if shit
Mm-hmm.
goes wrong too. But it's kind of like one of those. Okay.
But it's also still there.
Yeah, exactly.
So why is it still there if it was a bug out bag?
Yeah.
Maybe he left and just didn't plan on getting
Yeah,
detained.
he probably left this place in a real hurry when this shit went down.
Grab your bug out bag. That's what it's for.
He
I mean, it's brand new.
probably grabbed what he could and teleported out immediately.
Yeah. Without his staff of teleportation and his money and his gems and his fucking harness with the funnel.
He's probably. I was reading a lot about it. Looking at all of this stuff that he had and the leather harness thing that consumes Fae and all of this like this test stuff that he was doing. It's very conceivable that he is thousands of years old and has been around from
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, all kinds of speculations coming up. I was expecting Caduceus to show up on that list
So was I.
of
A lot of
X'd out
people.
things.
Chat was all over that. Caduceus?
Yeah. Caduceus?
Maybe somebody.
You know,
in
Matthew
Clay?
can do the voice. You know,
Mhm. Maybe
Like,
somebody in the Clay family. I was kind of thinking. I'm like, I wonder if Taliesin wanders over to the table and sits down.
Oh,
and,
that'd be
"Hey,
interesting.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, 30 years older. I wonder if he'd change his voice at all.
Mm,
Now, 30 years for him is nothing.
no.
Yeah, they live quite a long time, but that might be a good target for that funnel.
Mm-hmm.
Things that live a long time. But lewdness is an elf, right?
Yes, elves are like 750, but then being a wizard, being able to cast clone and a bunch of other spells, it's like
Having a sex
wish,
harness chest
do
to
the sex
absorb
harness,
people's lives, perhaps. That's just
There's a
conjecture at this point.
bunch of stuff. No, yeah, that's yep.
Huh.
What do you got?
I'm gonna yes and with a little bit of Imogen as well. Something I noticed in the battle in the first half was her psychic lance, which I don't think I've ever seen before. But the way she described it just seemed to just like go under everybody's radar, because she I think she was going up the butt as they do, or something. Maybe I'm getting my attacks mixed up, but the way she described it was terrifying.
Yeah,
She's like, she grabbed her head and screams, and this thing comes out, and like, is this a component thing? Like, do you have to scream blood curdling nightmare to make a psychic lance appear?
I'm not sure. I have to look at it, but they're not real. They're not real big on components, which made me laugh when Abria was complaining about it a couple of episodes ago about having diamond dust, and it's like, I need diamond dust, like because there are material components for detect thoughts. When FCG and her are casting detect thoughts, they're minor. They're really minor things, but
it's things that you can pick up. It's kind of like take a break and you take a shit. They just go hand in hand.
It's not like you can just sort of walk around in public and go, "Hey, detect thoughts." No, you have to pull a thing out, and then there has to be like some somatic component and verbal and material.
It's all three.
It's obvious that someone is casting a spell, yet Matt sort of lets them get away with just doing it whenever they want. Hey, yeah, no worries, and nobody notices.
Right in front of them.
Kind of.
I mean, all the time, dude.
All the time.
Every time they go to a shop, they're just like, "Oh, you know anything about this? Detect thoughts. At base level, you get this. Do you want to go deeper?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, do we know if you go deeper, that's where the components come in?
No, it's casting the spell.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Do you any idea what these components are?
It's like a piece of a copper
like
coin,
a twig or something.
Something stupid. Yeah.
Something you just pick up off the ground. So I get that if it's something so common as like a pinch of fucking house dust or whatever.
It's something like that. It's a copper piece.
A copper piece.
Yeah, you just need a copper piece, but you have to hold the copper piece up, say the word, make the movement, and then do something. Yeah, exactly.
And he just lets it happen. This person's just weird. It's just standing in front of them.
It's one of those. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it 100% should be. No, I don't want it set for. Never mind. Yeah. It should be very obvious that somebody is casting a spell right in front of you, but no.
Wow, that's a big page 4 thing right there.
Mm-hmm. Again, it goes back. It's the rule of cool stuff, right? It's like let's have fun. Fun trumps all. Blah blah blah.
I mean, detect thoughts has happened what 100 times.
Yep.
This campaign, and not a single moment of like, do you have the components? Is it somatic? Check your things. Nothing. It's just like, no, I'm just going to detect thoughts. Or maybe that's one of those special things with Imogen. But FCG.
Well, she gets
faithful caregiver.
Definitely. FCG has to be. Yeah. We found out. I don't know if this came up before, but we found out that like that class gets unlimited sending. Like that's pretty wild.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a big one because you just be sending messages all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be a fucking network in this world. Mm-hmm. You know, just wizards constantly sending shit to people.
Yep.
Huh. Wild. Where are we at?
We're at Rollies.
I had a 3. We're at Rollies. That was my yes and? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Let's get some Rollies in. We got about 10, 15 minutes to go.
17.
4. Jeez, man, this thing.
Okay. Well, I'm going to a deep one.
All right.
They decide they find the little bramble fort, right? Matt gives them this little bramble fort where they have the fire, and then Frida shuts down, and they go into the dreams, right?
Okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into this one because this is a fun one. So he goes in, and just to recap here, I wrote some of this down. It starts with D pulling from wreckage, like physically repairing, not just turning on, but like actually bringing back from annihilation.
Frida was fucked up.
Yeah, very badly.
Had to rebuild
There's-
and perhaps re-enchant. I don't know how aormatons work, but
Who knows, right? Well, we may find out if we ever find D.
I don't think we will.
Probably not, but we never knows. We get the harsh wilderness. There's some survival through a harsh wilderness. There's children playing. There's Deanna smiling. Then we get into warfare.
Yeah.
We get bodies, but they're not enemies. These were friends and comrades, the enemy and within, not from outside, right?
Right.
So
As
this
Matthew
is the whole
said,
thing.
they look similar, like they're not opposing parts of an army or whatever. Yeah.
That's right. This is the enemy within.
Yeah.
So this is somebody betrayed somebody. Who knows what that means, right? This could be. I'm curious if this is the fall of Aor, if this is when the city falls, because who knows what's going on then. People attacking other people. Everything's going to shit. Calamity stuff. Bad news. Here's my question. Matt asks him, and he says, "Do you press forward?" And Christian's like, "No, I turn around." Frida turns around and goes back.
Yeah.
Why? I could not for the life of me figure out why. Why did he turn around and go back? And then Matt even describes it like, as people are going by, they're like, "What? Where are you going? Where do you go?" Okay, and they press forward and then they vanish. They disappear. And then eventually it gets to the point where you hears the voice, protect the Factorum, and then out. Mm-hmm. Why didn't they just keep pressing forward? Why did they turn around? I don't understand.
Now they're peering in on memories, right?
Yeah.
That's what FCG, Imogen, and him were doing, right? Peering in on memories, right?
Yep.
And I think it was right after that Matthew said that you're dressed similarly, like this is a fight from within. That's when he was like, "Oh, well, then what the fuck are we protecting, or what's?" I think that's what it was. Like he wanted to go back and instead of the battle out here. He wanted to go see what was going on.
But they were coming from that. I think this was a mistake. And I think this is my feeling on it. He was like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to go see what we're right." Because I remember him saying that too. "Oh, okay, well, what are we protecting?"
Or
I don't
like
think
what was Frida fighting for, or what was Frida protecting, because we didn't know at that point, right?
Weird choice. It feels like that was a rookie mistake.
Huh? I didn't get that, but I'm a rookie.
I feel like you follow. You keep going and push deeper into the dream. You don't turn around and go back. You push deeper. Although, now that I say that, maybe that was also a conscious choice where Frida was like, "I'm not ready to push deeper yet."
Yeah, I guess that might be new for Frida, right?
That could also be a thing. Although I feel like this was, "Hey, let's go see what's behind. Let's go see what's behind us." And there's like, "No, there's nothing there. You're supposed to go forward. You're supposed to go find out what's up there."
Yeah, see, like this, that doesn't bother me at all, because like going forward into the battle, it's going farther away from whatever it is that they're either. Well, I guess if he has to turn around, I guess that's what he's protecting, right?
Well, maybe, or he's just been called.
I don't remember.
Or he's just been called forward to protect the thing up ahead.
Right.
Get there, go protect that thing, and he's fighting his way to get to that thing.
Yeah, it just seems like a choice to me. You could either go this way or be like, "Wait, hold on, why are we fighting?"
I feel like if you're trying to remember the dreams, you don't go off dream. You go into the dream.
Yeah, I mean,
so you're supposed to go forward into the dream to remember what the dream was about. Not remember what the dream was about, to remember what the memory is about in the dream.
Yeah. I mean, there's the whole game franchise, Assassin's Creed.
I played it.
They dip into the memories, right? And if you stray away from it, then that kicks you out.
Exactly.
It's the way to keep you online, right?
Right. That's what it felt like. I was like, why are you? This is a memory. You're not supposed to go off on a memory because there's nothing there. There is no memory there.
Right.
The memory is ahead.
But apparently, or maybe it was just wits at the time, there was memories from inside, and that's why it kind of made sense to me. It's like, oh, okay, like it could have gone either this way or this way, and he chose this way. It just kind of made sense to me, especially because Matthew gave that information afterwards. Yeah. But I imagine he was going to give it anyway.
I think that's sort of the other thing that I'm thinking about, is that he was going to give that information anyway.
Yeah, they're still going to battle that direction. Be like, protect the Factorum, right?
Protect the Factorum, yeah. The Factorum Malleus, which is where the piece of the giant thing that is the Malleus key, or the piece that Ludinus used to make the Malleus key.
And they kept on. I think it was only twice. There was like Malleus Factorum. It's like, no, Factorum Factorum Malleus. Come on, guys. He just said it. Like, as a spectator, I guess I'm not all wrapped up in it, but the same thing with I don't know if you're well versed in lucid dreaming at all.
I know what it is.
I have about 1-2 a month, where it's like
I've had like one or two in my life.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I guess I'm one of these lucid dreamers where it's like I'm in a dream and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dreaming. And then I try to fly or I try to breathe underwater, and they're like, the dream is like, nah, bro, like that's too much, and I just start waking up and I'm like, oh, I tried too hard and the dream left. And now I'm awake and I go back to sleep. It's, I mean, that sounds kind of like this. It's like, the dream is this way, man. And then you go this way and this part fades.
Totally.
But then this part makes something else. And they did get shunted pretty quick as well.
Yes. Very.
So maybe that was Matthew's choice. Maybe he fucking rocked it. Well, it's like, well, you were supposed to go that way, but we'll give you this and then you're out. You could have gotten more, but you fucked up.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm curious about why. Why would you turn back? And I guess that sort of answers it. I think I knew the answer already, but I still kind of want to. I want to talk about it a bit.
All right. I'm not going to delete that because it wasn't exactly everything, but I'm going to follow up with Matthew gets on not my nerves. He's just like, Matthew, he'll sit there even when I'm looking at the phone when I bring it out, when I go back and do the Tucker thing and go back 10, 20 seconds. He'll sit there and he's like, you recognize it, you do, you do not. And at that first glance, I'm looking at my phone like he's looking one way and looking another, and everybody looks equally confused. I'm like, Matthew, say the names, man. For those people who are just listening, you gotta give me something here.
I didn't understand who he was talking to either until Laura spoke up and was like, the factorum, what? It was like, it was...
Because she said that means that she...
Right. And
then, but it took me my second listen through, and I think I need another one because of that, how that went. You recognize it, you do not, it fucked things up because then I have this note here saying, are we inferring, not was it implied, are we inferring that Frida was ruined at the time of this memory? Was Frida the one that didn't understand? So
that's interesting.
It's like, I don't know what memory they were looking at if Frida didn't know that term, No,
it had to have been Frida had to.
So who didn't recognize the term? Now
FCG.
I'm a little confused. FCG didn't. Okay,
right.
So that makes sense now.
It would be like you recognize it, and you don't.
FCG did not recognize that term.
Wait, but then why would Imogen recognize it?
This is why I'm confused.
You'd think that it would be...
They're going into Frida's memory, but why would she understand this fucking term?
Is it a... Weird.
Did she roll high on some arcana or something?
But does she's said before barely any languages. Like nobody knows any languages in this. So why wouldn't FCG, why wouldn't the robots understand this? You'd think maybe if it is Aor, then they would recognize the language if it was.
Right.
If it was.
But also he said something about something's not a language or it's
maybe it was,
I don't know what he said.
Maybe it was Bolo.
Bolo? Wait, the Koboso?
No, Bolo. Remember Bolo?
Yeah, Bolo.
The
ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, the girl. The date.
Bola? Bolo.
The date that Sam's changeling.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Bolo. Fucking BLM destroyed that.
Yep.
Man, I was thinking just the other day, it's off topic, but how amazing that fucking calamity was. Like how emotional I was watching that shit. I gotta go back and watch that shit, man.
So good. I know. It's
like the best D&D I think I've ever seen.
It's some of the best, for sure.
Oh. All right. Well, I think I can kind of delete this. I had another thing saying clarify Frida's dream in the past, because, like going back instead of going forward, and then also the Factorum. Factorum Malleus. Nope. Factorum Malleus.
Let's do. I got another couple, and I think I'm done for today.
All right. Yeah, I got little ones here.
Okay.
Let's do a couple littlies.
11.
19.
How old are you, bud?
All right. It's basically back and forth here. All right, so fuck that one. Do. Oh shit, I've got like one tiny point left. Has FCG's or anybody's for that matter, spiritual weapon ever done anything?
No.
We had a rag this time. We had
Yeah,
a diva cup this time.
a
Neither
terry
of them
cloth,
did
a little-
shit.
Yeah, what did she have? Was
The diva cup.
the diva cup?
Yeah.
Yeah, a terry cloth and a diva cup.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to dab it.
The spiritual weapons are kind of silly. I mean, it is sort of like it is kind of a throwaway bonus action for clerics. Clerics don't get a lot of bonus actions, so that's a good one to use it for. Although they shouldn't be doing spiritual weapon. They should be doing spirit guardians.
Yeah.
Spirit guardians is the much better of the
It's like if you start or end your turn.
situational, but I think on balance, spirit guardians is the better spell. On balance, it does less damage, but it has more effects, and it covers a wider area. So I think on balance, it's a better one.
It forces decisions in combat.
It does.
Because you start or end your turn in it, you take damage or something, right? So it's like if the moment you take damage, you want to move, so it kind of controls the space a little bit better.
It halves your movement. It's an area.
Shit.
There's a couple of benefits to it that are more.
But
Spiritual weapon does way more damage, and it can cut off escape sort of things, like
interpose.
No, but I think you can place it better, whereas spirit guardians is sort of in this area, so you can sort of move it around a little bit better, and it can do more things. So there are situational benefits to both. But again, on balance, Spirit Guardians is better, I believe.
But also, what is Sam going to choose?
Yeah.
He chooses, the fucking terry cloth to dab the moist thing.
Yes, exactly.
A fly swatter for a bug. Like, just Sam, of course, is going to choose these fucking things.
It feels like every time he chooses a gag,
done anything.
It doesn't do anything. If he does the one time where he's actually going to choose an actual weapon, he's going to get the how do you want to do this? That's what it feels like.
Prediction. He's writing it down right now.
Maybe he's just saving it. I'm not gonna end that at all. I'm just going to jump into my last point.
Yeah, all because right. Do that. I'm out at this point.
I feel like it's worth talking about. The very end of this episode, when FCG does commune with the Changebringer and gets his 3 yeses, which is pretty wild. Yes.
Well,
so
the
he
last
knows.
one wasn't quite a yes. It
was like unsure, right? But basically, basically a yes.
It was like I can't tell you the future if I don't know the future.
Yes. Yeah. They're yours until you choose not to. So it's he gets the friends are in Jassar, big one. They're alive, big one, and they're who will he be with Frida?
The first one wasn't are they in Jassar? It was
could
we
find
see them? Yeah. Could we find them? If we went to Jassar,
right?
Which is like, hey, if they're not there, then they can find out how to find out where they are. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They're
Matthew was pretty. He was like, just so you know.
Yes.
And he still asked that same question. And it's like Matthew was like, yes.
Yep.
Oh, man.
But then we get that. But then we get the very first time that the gods have really been involved in this campaign.
Aggressively.
Woo! Both of them, right? We got the Changebringer. I wrote down. Do you want me to read you what they both said? Because I wrote it down because I thought it was super interesting.
I remember the first one quite a bit. Second one I haven't seen twice.
The Dawn Fathers was Dawn
Father was aggressive.
Oh, dude, it's very much like the Changebringer is like, hey, you like change? Well, hey, I got some things you need to do for me.
It's like an ad
to do this. It's kind of like a bit of a it's do not turn from this road, for only shadow and solitude awaits behind. So it's like, right, you kind of need to do this, or I'm taking shit away from you. And then she ends it with, the red end stirs in its slumber, do not let it wake. The Dawn Father, oh man, it's aggressive. Like it is, child reborn of my grace and will, I command you. These gifts I grant you are your sword and shield. Forsake these gifts, ignore our charge, and be abandoned. The red end stirs in its slumber. Do not let it wake. It's wild, right? Like that is some aggressive
Communication.
phrasing. Yeah.
Like
Like
commanding. The Changebringer, I feel, is up to interpretation, because it's like, if you don't continue doing what you're doing, this place is fucked.
Yeah. If
So,
you
like,
indeed wish
not
to
like
show
I'm gonna
your
take your
faith, to walk my
powers.
endless paths beyond beyond, then rise to our call. The winds of change blow cold against us all, yet hope remains unmoving in you. It's very much like here's a call to arms. If you don't do it, we're all fucked. The Dawnfather is like, do this or die.
You specifically do this, or I'm fucking stripping you your shit.
It's a fun one too, because I didn't catch this until the second time. The Dawnfather says, "Child reborn of my grace and will." It's like, right, Deanna died, and
the
Dawnfather brought her back.
She glazed over it. Yeah. Abria glazed over it.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. I was like, wow, cool.
Yeah. The consistency is nice.
The well thought out by Matt, and God, did he ever read them well? Like, I was watching his eyes, and he was staring at both Sam and Abria, and barely reading off the papers in front of him. He was like, he'd glance down, and then he was just like reciting it to them. It was really, really good practice script reading, like awesome.
Lots of experience under that belt.
Sure, of course.
You know, I mean, like he's living the geek's fucking dream job.
Did you see a couple of weeks ago? I meant to tell you about this last week and I forgot. Did you see who his new role is?
Who his
Matt's new VO role is?
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh, it's a big one. A real big one. A dream one for him, apparently. He's playing Ganondorf in the new Zelda. Yeah. It's a big one.
Can you see goosebumps, dude?
Yeah.
He's playing Ganondorf? Fuck, I'm gonna be playing that shit on my Trans-Pacific flight this summer.
He got a tattoo to commemorate it already too.
Wow.
So
how did you learn that? Was that on the Reddits or something?
He posted it on Twitter a couple weeks ago, and I meant to tell you about it, and I forgot.
Ganondorf?
Yeah, he's the new Ganondorf for the new Zelda that comes out this year.
That's so fucking sick.
I
I'm
think
so happy for that.
Comes out the end of
motherfucker.
this year, this summer maybe, or this fall, I forget. But yeah, he's the new Ganondorf, and the art looks sick. It is a very different Ganondorf. Well, not different, very different, but it's a big one.
They got to change it up. The game's out now, I think, right?
Is the new game out?
I'm pretty sure it came out the 14th.
Oh shit. Okay, well then maybe that's why they were getting it ready. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played games in ages.
You have the do not release or DNRs. Yeah, DNR. That's what it is. Or you can't talk about it until until they give you the go ahead. Yeah,
right.
That's probably why he said it, because like the game's out. I play Ganondorf,
and
which is a
NDA,
mild spoiler because it means Ganondorf is in the game. But come on, man, we all know
Zelda. It's
Zelda.
Yeah. NDA is what you're looking for, I believe.
NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Yeah,
there you go.
Instead of do not resuscitate. There's DNR,
DNRs, yeah.
NDA, and then there's a
DUI,
CND, cease and desist.
DRI. Do you remember DRI?
DRI? I had a couple of those back in the day.
Dirty rotten imbeciles. No
Oh, shit.
I just want to quickly say, like, this: the red end stirs in its slumber.
Oh yeah.
They both said that, and just one of those little tiny things. The red end was capitalized in the subtitles, so it's a name, so it means it's a thing.
Yeah.
So the gods are calling this a thing. This is Predathos, the red end.
Yeah.
Like this is Ludinus was talking about this in his notes that they found. What is it? What does he say? He was like, what struck me in his notes was the one thing the gods say, look away.
Right.
The ruddy moon in the sky, look away. The one thing the gods are like, everything else totally cool. Look away. It's like this is. I mean, I know it's like we've been talking about this for ages, and this is all part of it. But it's a little thing, when they capitalize the subtitles for the red end, like that's important. I believe
the V is also capitalized.
Yeah, well, it's the first word in the sentence, so yeah.
Right. Well, that I mean, like
it's the red end stirs in its slumber, and the red end is capitalized.
Yeah.
Do not let it wake. Then the Dawnfather, the red end stirs in its slumber. Do not let it wake. Like, woo!
They both said the same line.
Yeah, they both 2 lines. The last 2 sentences are identical.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. The red hen stirs in its slumber, do not let it wake. The red hen stirs in its slumber, do not let it wake. It's definitely going to wake. Like, that is 100% going to happen, and I'm all in for it. It's going to be great. Again, this is what I've been predicting from the beginning. This is Calamity 2.0. This is the reboot. This is the end of Exandria, probably, sadly, but in a good way. This is probably the end of Critical Role as we know it. Campaign 4 is likely going to be them stepping back, maybe a few carrying on, but there'll be a new DM, there'll be a new cast, there'll be a shuffling
kind of.
I hope so. I really hope so. I would love to see this table play till the end of time, but inevitably it's going to happen, and I would like to see them do it on their terms. So, yeah.
I don't like to do my predictions, but this is going to be Calamity. It's all over at the end of this campaign, but also these motherfuckers are all going to die. It's TPK.
Probably.
They're level 8. They're level 9. These people are 20 and up. They're gods. They're not ready for this shit. And this campaign's not going to go on long enough for them to get powerful
think so.
enough.
Well, okay, we're at 58, right? So we're halfway, likely. Around there.
I don't know.
More than a third. We're between a third and half. So we're somewhere in there.
Compared to the other
ones, if they're going to go that far. Like, most of the modern adventure paths that are published for 5th edition stop at 12, 13, 14. That's where they stop. They don't go any higher than that. There are some that a bunch that do, but the majority don't. They're like, no, that's where things get, sort of meh, and then you want to refresh and start a new one. You've played them long enough. It's been a couple of years in real time, and time to move on and go to another one. So it's sort of by design, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
It's a union. I've got that written down in big capital letters here.
Rexentrum Toy.
The Rexentrum Toy Authority.
Toy Authority. That's right.
It's a union.
I was wondering why Matthew was responding that way when Travis was telling that, because Matthew was sitting. I was watching at that point, and Matthew was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, he was like,
I thought I thought Travis was making a reference to some fucking elf movie, some Santa, some Christmas film of some sort. But nobody else was picking up on it. Yep. So like Matt was like, "Oh shit!"
Sam caught it right away. He's like, "Rexentrum Troy through the RTA." It's a you. Sam within like 3 seconds, Sam was all over it, and I'm just like, "Wow."
That's some long game shit.
Yep.
Respect what? It's a union. Fuck off.
How many people have that tattoo? Yeah. How many people have that tattoo? Dozens.
Dozens, but it's elite.
Dozens. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Hey, I got to pee. The girl back there, she probably has to pee. She never shows it, though.
No, she's a good girl.
She's actually been on camera like this whole time. It's been great. Look at that sweet girl. Look at that sweet girl. Man, I wish she could hear me when I say it. She'd probably be in your lap the whole time. Be like, huh? What are you guys talking about?
What are you talking about? You talking about me?
All right, dude. Let's call it then, eh?
Peace.
Once again, as always, follow him on Instagram and Twitter and all that shit. Are you sold Ben Green? I'm your name on Twitter.
Ben Greenspoon on everything.
On everything.
Yeah, everything. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I don't know
that tattoo on my back. That's Ben Greenspoon right there. Follow me, drummatucka on Instagram. I haven't touched Twitter yet. New album coming out, so stay tuned. And man, when are we gonna get a 4-sided dive, man?
Tomorrow?
Are we sure about this?
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Fucking hell! All right.
It's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tomorrow. I'm kind of excited about it.
All right. Yeah, I gotta go listen to this EP that I was given and the new album again to get some more notes if I have any. I've got like 2 notes. This thing's almost done now. All right. Well, then, if nothing else, dude, fucking nice chatting, man.
Yeah, dude, it's a good one.
That felt productive. I feel like I learned a lot today.
Good.
That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait for fucking Friday. Nope, that's a little premature. If nothing else, then don't forget to love each other. And is it finally Wednesday and or Friday?
Yay!
Cheers, everybody. Peace.
Take it easy. Love each other. Yay.